Greetings, and welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in to some more of me attempting to explain some different decks in Hearthstone. So I just got the win 2 games with Paladin or Warrior quest, so I'm going to introduce you guys to a Paladin deck that I've been running that overall has been my strongest deck by far for quite a while. Do this first, just get it out of the way. So I've had this deck, I mean, I've modified it a tiny bit, but I've had it for months, and overall it's easily been my strongest deck for as long as I've had it. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to it. So I entitled this the Healthy Card Draw Paladin deck, and the reason I called it that is because it involves allowing yourself to sacrifice a fair amount of hero health because you will regain it later. Because you will regain it later. In addition to the health, you have a healthy amount of card draw in this deck. So let's just go through it first. Noble Sacrifice. It's a great card throughout any point of the game. Obviously, early on, if your opponent plays a knife juggler and then they try to attack you, the Noble Sacrifice will pop up instead and kill the knife juggler for just 1 cost. Elven Archer. It's essentially a 1/1 minion that has Divine Shield and Charge. It's a good way of thinking about it. And the only thing is that the charge you have to use in the first turn. So it's one damage guaranteed to any target without any repercussions to your hero or to the minion itself. Quality is great when you combine it with cards like Consecration and Avenging Wrath, both of which I have 2. These ones are pretty straightforward. Consecration, 2 damage to all enemies, 8 damage randomly split among all enemies. This is a great card, even if the opponent only has 1 minion out, and maybe the minion has 5 health. You could get it down to 1, 2 health usually, maybe even kill it off for 6 cost. Essentially, these are along with Flame Strike, I'd say these two and Flame Strike are the best board clearing cards in the game, especially if you can combine them with some extra spell damage. So anyway, going back to low cost cards, we have 2 Argent Protectors. Give a friendly minion Divine Shield. It's a great early card because it's cheap, and if you already have a minion out, it just gives you a bigger bonus. Obviously, it's also good on any other minion. Ironbeak Owl. It's good for early silences. That's good for silences throughout the game. Another just nice weak minion to play out early. Knife Juggler, I'm not keen on keeping, so for now I'm going to get rid of it. I've seen less and less people using Knife Juggler, and it's, you know, it's a nice card. It's not fantastic. I have 2 Swords of Justice, 1 attack, 5 durability. Whenever you summon a minion, this includes your hero ability to summon a 1/1 footman. Whenever you summon any minion, give that minion +1/+1, and this weapon loses 1 durability. So a combo I typically like to use if I have like this already equipped, and then maybe I'll have this and Elven Archer in my hand. I'll play my hero power, which will end up summoning a 2/2 footman. Play this, gives us a 2/2 Elven Archer. Then play this, gives us a 3/3 Argent Protector, and we give Divine Shield. So after the turn, assuming we already have this played, we can play 2, 3, and then +2 for our hero ability. That's 5. That's 5 mana total for a total strength of 2, 5, 7 attack, and 7 damage on the field, plus a Divine Shield for 5 mana. That's awesome. So Sword of Justice it's just overall a wonderful card, and obviously it's also good for early removal because it has 1 damage. Divine Favor. This is probably the biggest part of the healthy card draw. I used to run 2 of these, but the problem with that is that when you have both of your Divine Favors in your hand, it really can take a toll on your ability to react to your opponent for the rest of the game. So if I have let's say I have 3 cards in my hand, my opponent also has 3 cards, and then for the next 2 turns, I draw both of my Divine Favors, and he still has 5 cards. So we're both at 5 cards, and 2 of my cards are Divine Favors. It's basically like having 2 cards that are useless. So I just run one of them. I like to be really aggressive in the early game, and then hopefully, or assuming I draw, once I can draw my Divine Favor, at that point I'm able to be as aggressive as I want with card playing, because the opponent is either going to match my amount of card playing, or they're going to stay with their full hand, and then I can use Divine Favor and catch up to them in the amount of cards. Extremely powerful when used correctly. Let's say the opponent has 9 cards and I have 2. I just drew 7 cards, caught up to my opponent. More likely than not, you're going to be able to take the game in your favor, because Paladin is such a powerhouse, high health, high cost value, expensive cards kind of deck. I'll do a Peacekeeper. 3 cost for 3/3 minion. Change an enemy minion's attack to 1. That alone is well worth the cost of the 3, depending on what they get. If they have Alexstrasza, if they have a legendary, even if they just have like a Argent Commander with a Divine Shield still around it, you can change that to a 1/2 minion with a Divine Shield around it. So these are great. Highly worth their value. I'd recommend playing 2. Earthen Ring Farseer. I just keep this because healthy card draw. The deck is, as I said, about being willing to sacrifice a lot of your hero's health in favor of board control and card draw, and then repairing the damage later. Flesh-Eating Ghoul, Harvest Golem. These 3 just basic 3 cards that are pretty good. I think I might get rid of Flesh-Eating Ghoul for now. Harvest Golem is well worth its value, though. It's basically 2 minions for the cost of 3. Mind Control Tech. This deck is a little bit slow. Once we get to about the 6 mana turn, the 6th turn for both players, is when this comes to get really powerful. So up until that point, there's a good chance that our opponent is going to be playing. Oh wait, 1 second. I just need to check something really quick. Oh well. Okay, I think we're fine. Sorry about that. So early in the game, there's a good chance that our opponent is going to end up massing more minions than us, and as soon as they get that 4 minion mark, we have the option of playing Mind Control Tech, which can instantly potentially take the tide of the battle into our favor. Wolf Rider, it's just a nice 3-costed card. Charge. It's basically a removal, especially if you combine it with Argent Protector. Then you get to keep it after you use it as a removal card. 2 True Super Champions, just very powerful cards. Consecration and Avenging Wrath, I went over that. Karen Bloodhoof is just a very well worth the cost legendary. Hogger, it does work better with this deck than it was working when I removed it from my Shaman deck. You have your Sunwalker, 2 Guardian of Kings, so that is 12 health to be restored. Lay on Hands restores 8 health, so that's 12 plus 8 is 20 health. Alexstrasza, to potentially restore up to 14 health, or to drop our opponent down to 15 health. So then we have 8, 20, 23, and then if these are used at their highest value, then we have 23 plus 4 health total is 27, plus 4 is 31. So this deck, throughout just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, those 6 cards, just 6 cards, we have the potential, at best, to restore 31 health. If you include Alexstrasza, at the most dire situation imaginable, then we have the potential to restore 45 health through 7 cards. That is amazing. Admittedly, these 4 cards, are extremely expensive. This is like something you're only going to play, like your whole turn is going to be taken up by these cards, so you're going to want to play them at a time when you already have a bit of control and advantage. So I did get rid of 2 cards, so I do need to replace those 2 cards. not sure. There should go. I've seen a lot of people running Blessing of Kings. I don't know. I just don't like it being a 4 cost. I could do another Defined Favor, which is risky. Let's see. So we have a lot of 3. So our low cost from 3 to 0 is 9 plus 6, which is 15 cards. So right now we have 15 cards that are 3 or less, and we have 13 cards, I believe, if my math is right. Yes, 13 cards that are above 3, 15 cards that are 3 or less. So I think I'd like to do one really expensive card and then one pretty cheap card. Oh. Get rid of Hogger and do Stormwind Champion. Yeah, Stormwind Champion is another great powerhouse card in place of Hogger. Oh, I don't have a Defender of Argus in here. Okay, let's do that. And then, I guess ideally something that's a 3 cost. Could do another Harvest Golem. Could do a... You know, I've seen a lot of people running... Where is it? Pyromancer. Yep. I've seen a lot of people using Pyromancer to great advantage. So I think that is going to complete the editing of this deck for now. Again, just in review, the idea of this Paladin deck is to give us a fair amount of card draw. We have 3 cards here. We have the potential... Where is it? To draw upwards of 10 cards here in one turn. Mind Control Tech takes a card from the opponent, and I think that's actually all we have, but... Yeah. So the idea is mostly in the fact that... you know what, I might get rid of this. Because I do have a lot of cheap minions. I think I'll get another spell. You know, I'll do Hammerwrath just to have a little bit more card draw. So again, the idea is that we have 45, potentially through 7 cards, we have 45 potential health to be restored at the absolute best scenario. At the absolute worst, we still have, throughout all of those cards, we have guaranteed, I think, 23, I believe is what, yeah. Yeah, we have 23 to 45 health being restored, guaranteed, assuming that everything is played correctly in a nice order. So, that will conclude this section of the video, explaining my Paladin deck, and then I'm going to jump right into it and start using the thing. So, I will see you guys in the next part. Thank you so much for watching.